see this as an ongoing problem in so many places where we have people of minority traditions living in peace in their traditional lands, such as yours, the Jumma people, and we see government-sanctioned land grabs and violence. It's something that shouldn't be tolerated. It's something that we can do, we can take action about, and it's important. We need to recognise you standing here today. We're just about a small group of people, but we can all do something. So I know the Prime Minister, and also what I'm going to do is when I go back to my office, I'm in the New South Wales Parliament just up the road. I'm one of 4 Green members, and we have members also of the federal Green Parliament. So I'll contact them, I'll work out an appropriate letter, and then I'll send it internally to my fellow Green members, and we'll work on actions to send as many letters as we can to the Bangladeshi Prime Minister to let them know that the world is watching. That's the important thing. Coincidentally, and it's quite interesting really, there was a Bangladeshi parliamentary delegation in the New South Wales Parliament yesterday. I thought, right, well, let's go up and chat to them about this, because I just got the information. And significantly also, they were accompanied by a gentleman who used to be a clerk of the New South Wales Parliament. So I approached him first, and he said, well, look, probably not the best just to go up to these people, because they'll take the government line and they may not be that impressed. And I thought, okay, fair enough. But I have his card, and I'll be writing to him and emailing him, explaining the situation from our perspective, and he's assured me that he will be able to distribute that with the network that he has, because he's quite a powerful figure. He goes from country to country throughout Asia, the subcontinent, and in the Solomon Islands and the Pacific, assisting parliaments in their processes. He's a very expert and very well-meaning man. So I'll work that particular angle and see how we can lobby that particular way. At the same time, we need to keep the pressure up, both with the politicians and also with the media, both here and in Bangladesh. For me, it's interesting. I was actually in India about 20 years ago, and I marched with tribal people in protest to stop the Narmada Dam being built, which displaced about 100,000 tribal people. So I know full well the nature of the power of the state there. I know full well also the tenacity of those tribal people and their clarity and their peaceful purpose. And in many respects they lost that, and that was a terrible tragedy. So we need to be mindful of those past events to work effectively now. So as a Green, and we hold very dearly human rights, peace, non-violence, and the right for minority traditions to live their lives without being harassed, particularly by government authorities. I'll certainly do my small part to see if I can assist in this campaign, and together let's build up this campaign through our networks, because we have a fantastic opportunity, as Kavita said. We'll put that on YouTube and get that out. It's that type of ability that we have without having the support of multinational media or a lot of money, that we can effectively get that message out. And I'll certainly do what I can to get it out through my networks, and I know you all will. So from small beginnings, big things happen. So don't lose heart. It's tragic for those whose lives are lost. It's tragic for the attitude of government and the settlers from the plains who think that they can get away with this sort of thing, but all we have is peaceful but strong resistance to this type of activity. So whether it be your people, and I know we've seen the same with the terrible problems with the Tibetan people and the Uyghur minorities in China, and many of these issues are occurring right throughout the world as we stand here today. But we can take action, we must take action, it's everyone's responsibility, and I'll certainly do what I can to assist the situation. So thanks for coming today, and you were fantastic in your position address. I think that will send a message that is extremely powerful and gets that message across the airwaves of the world that you are not going to take this without peaceful, strong resistance. So I salute you for that and congratulate you for coming here today. Thank you very much.
Something very little maybe, but that will make a big thing, as Ian said, from small thing comes to big. And I would like to take the opportunity to thank Garo people, our Garo friends, indigenous friends from the plainlands of Bangladesh to come and support this demonstration where, like in Chittagong complex, we have 12 different indigenous people, and here we are from 3 different indigenous groups here today, and we are so lucky to have Garo here, and also many activists, and I first like to thank Daniel and Chakma for see us. And thank you again. Now I would like to ask Jyoti to say something about this whole incident and to tell us about this demonstration. Jyoti, right?
I just want to again, as Ian and Kavita have said, thank you all for being here to show our solidarity with the survivors of the killings in Bagahat and in Kagraturi. And if you are watching this, then you can also see that in Australia, in Sydney, and all around the world, there are people who still take peace very seriously and who support and send solidarity to our people in Bangladesh, in the Chittagong Hill Tracts. This action is taking place on the steps of the Opera House in Sydney. Similar actions have taken place in London, have taken place in Seoul and in Adelaide and in Japan. The eyes of the world are watching Bangladesh. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, you came to governance and this administration on a promise to respect the peace accord that you signed in '97 with our representatives to call an end to the violence 11 years ago, and still today we see our people being slaughtered, houses being burned, hundreds of people being displaced, church burnt to ashes, Buddhist temple burnt to ashes, people living in fear for their lives. We want you to know that around the world, Jumma people and our supporters, all peace-loving people, the Green Party, organisers for peace within Sydney, people from Amnesty International, people from Social Ecology Network, all of us are gathered here because we want peace. We want an end to the violence. And we call upon you to lift the Section 144 restrictions on freedom of movement in the Hill Tracts immediately if they have not already been done so. We call on you to bring immediate emergency relief to the people who so desperately need it in the Hill Tracts. We call on you to bring about an immediate and full investigation to be concluded within 90 days. We call on you also to respect your promise for peace in the Chittagong Hill Tracts. This is not a new promise. We've been waiting for a long time for it to be respected. And we call on everybody who's watching this to please visit the website, iPetition website, and sign the petition to support peace, stop land grabbing in the Chittagong Hill Tracts, because we must remember that this whole eruption of violence began when illegal house building was resumed, I have to say, in January on land that had been stolen from indigenous people in the Bagahat area, and with the collusion of military and security forces. So let's remember the reason we're here is for peace. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being aware of our struggle for peace. And by us coming together and taking action in this way, everything we do towards this brings us one step closer to our goal of peace and unity in the Chittagong Hill Tracts.